So, welcome everyone to the Elasticsearch LA virtual meetup. We're going to be talking about Logstash logs today. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let me introduce myself. My name is Rich Horace. I'm the VP of Tech Ops at a company called Edlio. We do websites for 15,000 schools and providing solutions around websites, payment systems, and engagement. I've been a long time Elastic Stack user, going back all the way to 1X and running 6 years in production. My primary use case was observability, and the implementation was 30 custom application logs, ingesting data from multiple AWS regions. I've been contributing to the Elastic community, Elastic LA organizer for the last 5 years. I've also done talks at conferences where ElasticCon 2018 and the Scale Conference 16X. I've also been a 2-time Elasticsearch Awards judge. And basically the Search Awards is for allowing companies to submit their things that they've done for transformative or innovative projects that they like to submit, and then we go through and we judge this and come up with the winners in these different categories. And this is regional across the world. And this meetup really all started with a tweet. Basically, I reached out to Phil and said, hey, you know what? Kind of getting a little hint that, now that I don't have to worry about trying to find venues, now it's really about finding speakers. And with now it's a virtual meetup, you can be anywhere in the world. So I pinged him and thought, hey, you know what? Can a dev advocate from EU be a speaker in LA? And here we are. So the agenda for today, we're going to do a quick overview of Elastic Stack. There's no way I can do that in 15 minutes to give it any type of justice, so I'm going to do a really quick overview on that. I'll do a lightning talk in Spirit, talking about ingesting data from Pocket API. And then Phil will be talking about Elasticsearch logs. And Phoebe will be manning the chat for any questions. But feel free to ask questions as we go along. All right, Elastic Stack overview. So it's really, when you think about Elasticsearch, it really is about search. And no matter what you're searching for, maybe it's tickets, maybe it's malware, movies, or whatever it ends up being, it really, end of the day, it's all logs. And Elastic is really, the constant foundation around it has been search. So whether you're looking at how fast you get a response time, where you're looking at trends, or looking at anomalies, or even maps, everything is really around search, and you want to get that data. And Elastic has really fine-tuned their offering and what their solutions, and it's really 3 solutions that powered by one stack. And that's around search, observe, and protect. So when you look at Elasticsearch Enterprise, it's really about site search, app search, and one of the newer products is workplace search, which you can pull data sources from Jira, from Google Drive, GitHub, try to pull it all into one place and make that search experience a lot better for the enterprise. And then Elastic Observability, it's kind of been, at least it's my main piece has been around logs, metrics, and now also the introduction of APM, and also security. So basically, as part of Elasticsearch, you have a SIM, and when you're ingesting the data, why can't you check it for any type of security anomalies? But like we said earlier, it's really about the Elastic Stack. It's really the core. So you have ingest layer with Beats and Logstash. You have where you store it within Elasticsearch, where you analyze the data. And Kibana has really turned into the management layer and the visualization layer for the whole stack. So if you kind of look at how the pieces work together, you really get the ingest layer, which I mentioned already. You have Beats, maybe Beats pushing right into Elasticsearch, or Beats pushing into Logstash, and then Logstash also can pull from web APIs, data stores. And that's going into Elasticsearch itself to store it. And Kibana is the visualization. So it's pretty much the flow of how you're looking at it. So let's talk a little bit about Elasticsearch resources. It's really a fast moving project. So version 7.0 was released in last April 2019. And you can see we're already on version 7.8. And as of last night, we're on 7.8.1. So it is really fast moving. The best way to keep up with it is I follow their blog posts every day. They have a ton of data here. Also, a cool thing I noticed is recently, I'm not sure when they added this, but it's what's new in the latest versions. So you can go through and see, like for this one, you can see all the way from 7.7 to 7.0. What's really nice is Kibana. The Kibana one is really nice. I wish they would just really promote this more. Is you can be able to scroll down, see all the new visuals. They'll have GIFs in there showing you how to move around. So they've really been, to me, stepping up the documentation and support docs around the Elastic Stack. And I'll share these links after, but it's really the best way to stay informed is a newsletter. You'll get a bi-weekly or monthly newsletter that comes out. We'll talk about the webinars coming up, also the different talks for the meetups. Also, you have the forums, discuss.elastic.co. Very active forum. You see hundreds of posts per day and pretty quick response time. And if you want even faster response time, there is also the Elastic Stack community Slack. So basically, you can real-time ping people and ask questions and get real-time responses. Also, the YouTube channel has been really growing. If you just look at the Meetup playlist, it's over 100 videos now, and they're pumping up at least 2 or 3 videos a week. So that's a great resource there. And also, Elastic's offering free training. So basically, go to the training site and go to the free link, and you'll be able to see the things they're offering there. Also, best place is the Elastic Meetup. My goal is to have this be the 3rd Wednesday of every month. Volunteer to give a talk. It's always the best way to learn. You will know more. You know more about the stack than you realize. And my next meetup is going to be on August 19th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm finalizing a talk with Disney right now. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right. So let's jump into my presentation, ingest and Pocket data. So Pocket is an app that allows you to save and post, save anything from a browser into Pocket, and it allows you to read it later and be able to view it offline. Think about it like bookmarks, but on steroids. It's in the top 10, on the top 100 productivity apps that were acquired by Mozilla in 2017. And it's been my favorite app for the last 10 years. I use this all the time. And that's the problem. I've been searching for 10 years of data, and it's getting really hard. So my solution is actually ingesting the data into Elastic Stack. So my demo, I'm going to cover a few things. One is I'll quickly show you the search challenges around Pocket, show you at least one of the events from Pocket data, so you can kind of get a feel for that. I'll review the Logstash configuration and how I'm enriching the data, and also how I'm using document IDs in Elasticsearch. I'm actually using the item ID from Pocket, and then I do an upsert. That way I'll eliminate any duplicates in my data. And as we go through Kibana, I'll show you some tips and tricks. I'll do some field formatting, and I'll also add some drill downs, which is one of the newer features in version, I think 7.8 that came out in. And because 7.8.1 came out last night, we'll do a live update to 7.8.1 from 7.8.0. So let's get into the demo. So, come on. All right. So here's my Pocket account. So you can see it's pretty nice. What it does is it will extract. Pretty much we'll do a extract, or like almost like even curl of a scrape of the site, and allows you to add in tags, and you can view your data. The big challenge is it's great, but when you search for it, it gives you the number of results, but you really only have one way. I can look at the relevance, I can look at the newest, and I can look at the oldest. But I don't really know when I've added in these documents. So wouldn't this be better here? Here's my local Docker implementation here. So come in here, let's look at dashboard, and wouldn't this be better? So basically, if I want to look at Elasticsearch, I can go back and see that my first article was from 2012. If I want to go, can't get rid of that. And this is all off the tags that I've set. And let's also see. So look at the Elastic. We used to call it the elk stack. So you can see from 2014 to 2018, it's called the elk stack. And come back here. And now I see that it's starting to call it the Elastic stack the last few years, from 2017 to now. But this allows me to drill into the data, allows me to, like, right now, if we did look, so I have 851 tagged Elasticsearch items. But then say if I search for it, I have 1,200. And you see Pocket only returns the first 1,000. So this has really been my tool. It's really trying to figure out, when did I start looking at data, trying to keep up with technology, what's the latest things. And sometimes I'll save things for later, and knowing that, hey, this might be a good tool, an opportunity to look at. So this is a way I'm just trying to get a better visualization in my data and be able to drill down into it much better than I can here. It's great. Here I'm able to just really dump the data. And if I want, I can easily add the tags here. So if I speed up. What I do like about it is really fast. So if we come here, come back to my list, you'll see that it's there instantly. So that's a nice part of Pocket, is just trying to get that data out of it. So let me show you the, so it's great, I can drill down into this, but now say I want to actually look at the URLs that associate with Elasticsearch. There is two ways to do this. I'm going to do the drill down first, and then I'll show you the other option. So if you click on, if you go into Edit, click on the gear, and then you can do create drill down. So I'm going to drill down on tags. And I did create, already created a dashboard. Basically, it's going to be resolved titles and URLs by tag. Create the drill down and save this. Now, if I do Elastic, now I have the opportunity to go to the tags drill down and dashboard. So you can see it now. I can see, I can sort on the date. I have the tags I created, what the resolved title was, also what the resolved URL was. But now I'm kind of stuck here. I can't really get into this. So Kibana also allows you to update field attributes. So if I go into stack management, click on patterns, and this is my index. And if I do URL, and I'll do resolve URL, change this, and I'll be able to select URL, save it. I'll just go back to my dashboard. All right, now it's here. So now we can click on this, and let's look. All right, let's go to May 2012. Oh, it's unavailable, sorry. But you can go back and I can see these things and I can make it a little easier to be able to get around my data. So I have this all in my, I've actually published my, this repo. So it's Elastic Pocket. You can see I got some instructions to get started. But let me open up the script itself. So here's a sample of the data that I got from Pocket. So the item ID is my key, which I do. I actually make this my Elasticsearch ID, and you can see all the fields I kind of went through earlier. But basically, it gives you a given URL and then also resolved URL. And basically, if you go from one site and you're kind of doing a redirect, it will actually repopulate the URL. And one of the things that will say how many words there are. It also has an extract or excerpt of the post. And then also there's a SenseDB, and the SenseDB is, when you hit the data API, how far back do you want to go? And there is a rate limit of 10,000 requests per hour. So you can see right here in my raw data, I've been kind of went through each year and been able to go through. So like I said, I'm a long-time user. Most people won't have that, but I did create a retrieve prep and the Pocket data. So basically, if you update your consumer key and access token, that's in a configuration file here that you can just update. And then here, I'm adding login. And basically what I'm doing is, let's see, come on. All right, sorry. You can pass in the date, and basically you'll be able to, then I format it and I set it up as an epoch time. So it makes it much easier to be able to ingest the data, and I'll show you that in a second. So if I come data, and if I get into scripts, right, and then Python.
Can you make this a little larger? I think it's hard to read.
I'm sorry. All right, sorry. Better?
Better, yes.
So, and if I do 3 days back, you'll see that it created here's the raw data, and it actually puts and I keep a running list of Pocket data itself, and I do have a reprocess. If you want to reprocess your logs, I have it right out to a separate log. That way it'd be a little easier to troubleshoot. So that's kind of the data side of things. Let me show you a little bit of so basically I'm running two types of, two Docker files. One is Docker Compose. That will just launch Elasticsearch and Kibana. And also we have Docker Compose ingest, which will launch Elasticsearch, Kibana, and Logstash. And Logstash, this is the only customization I have to do is telling it where to pick up Logstash, where the configuration file is, and also where the data is. So basically I'm remapping data logs to user share data within the container. And I actually took this from Phil. Phil has some really nice GitHub repos, and I kind of really took his format and threw it into here. So if we go into Elastic Stack, configs, Logstash, pipeline. Now Logstash is made up of three components. You have your input, where you tell it where to get the data. You can set a SenseDB, which will track where it was within the file. And you can see I'm looking at get pocket asterisk log. So anything within that would start with get pocket will be ingested. Also, then there's the filter layer where here's where you can really ingest the well, actually enrich your data. So basically what I'm doing right here is I'm grabbing pocket data and I'm adding time added, and I'm making that my timestamps, and that's how I'm able to get that time series within Kibana. I'm also breaking up, I'm also using the Grok filter to actually pull out the given URL, resolved URL. And I'm also, I also want to know when the last time I grabbed the data. So I'm actually taking the retrieve data and making that also a timestamp. And then for Elasticsearch output, the other component is basically I'm pushing to the Elasticsearch container. I'm telling it the index is going to be logs dash dash pocket. And here's the document ID that I'm assigning. So basically, I'll have the pocket data, document ID, and then the upsert set to true, and we'll update it. So basically, if I rerun, the one thing you cannot do with Pocket, the API, you can't specify really the specific date. It's going to give you everything, and it's really not as accurate. So what this allows me to do is I can run previous dates. It can, because I have the item ID and it hasn't changed, I'm not going to get duplicates. And if it did change, it will update it will do an upsert to true. And I'm also doing a standard out so I can see the output. So kind of really high level, I have said I just got to fix this warning from the request. But essentially what this is allowing me to do is really get to my data, use it much more useful. I try to run this once a week. If I know, especially when I'm trying to find things that are older than the previous day. So basically, how far back can I go and actually see my data? So that's it. Check it out if you are a Pocket user. I also have another GitHub repository that I'd like to share. That is it's just a very simple Docker Compose file where basically you pass in the environment, so and it will launch that initial Docker Compose, and basically you just have Kibana and Elasticsearch with that. So should I do the should I show the simple upgrade process, or do you want? Is everyone interested to see what that would look like? Sorry, I can't see. Yay, nay. All right. Actually, I'll hand it back over to Philip. So hopefully that was good. Kind of a quick run through. Do you have any questions?
We didn't have any questions in chat. Does anybody have anything right now? But it is a nice challenge. I'm using Pocket myself quite a bit as well.
What's that one?
I'm using Pocket as well.
Yeah, I've been using it for such a long time. I'm actually, it's the first app I actually bought when they said, hey, you can be grandfathered in with this, because I actually used it back when I was Read It Later. But I enjoy it. I use it on my iPhone, my iPad. It's just really a nice way to be able to save your data. But yeah, definitely check it out. I'd be interested to see your feedback on the project.
Cool.